Hey Bayek, it's me Ian, and in today's video I'm continuing my look at the third and fourth Doctor Who's, the classic Doctor Who. And today's story, well, it's a real grand one, I'll tell thee. It is The Seeds of Doom from 1976. Now this is a six-parter, and it's the finale of the 13th season. Yes, and it was transmitted 31st of January to the 6th of March 1976. And wow, this is amazing story. Absolutely. It's Tom Baker really at his height. It really is. Everything about this is a great story, the whole production team, everything. So we'd had The Brain of Morbius, which I've reviewed before, which is again, what a classic story that is. And then the next story, which I have reviewed, which of course is the 14th season story, The Mask of Mandragora. Yes. And that's 1976 as well. Yes, fantastic, isn't it? Yeah. But let's get into this. It is written by Robert Banks Stewart, who had previously written Terror of the Zygons. Yes, remember that? Yeah, brilliant story in 1975. He was very much a television writer, and he created Shoestring, which was very popular on TV, 1979 to 80. He also created Bergerac, which was extremely popular. That one went from 1981 to 1991. Big TV series. Yes. And then we've got, I should always mention them, script editor Robert Holmes, and produced, of course, by Philip Hinchcliffe. What a team these are. Hinchcliffe and Holmes. Fantastic. And then it's directed by Douglas Camfield. Yes, this, in fact, is his last Doctor Who involvement as a director. He goes way back. He was Planet of the Giants, 1964. First Doctor story. The Crusade, 1965. First Doctor story. The Time Meddler, 1965. What a classic story that is. That's wonderful. And The Daleks Master Plan, that epic story which ran from 1965 to 1966. First Doctor stories. Then we've got Second Doctor, The Web of Fear, 1968, and The Invasion, 1968. So, brilliant. The Third Doctor involvement was in Inferno, but unfortunately he had a heart attack and could only direct 2 episodes. He did have health problems. Anyhow, he came back to Doctor Who and Terror of the Zygons. Yes, so he knows the writer, of course. They were very much involved. It's brilliant, really, as this is his final story. I mean, Terror of the Zygons was outstanding, and this, wow, it is absolutely outstanding. Let me talk about the cast. We'll go into the cast. Tom Baker plays the 4th Doctor. Elizabeth Sladen, Sarah Jane Smith. Then we've got, it's a real wonderful villain. Tony Beckley plays Harrison Chase. Oh, wow. What a performance. He's absolutely loving it. And when you see those black gloves on, you think, hey, up, he's a proper Proper villain, eh? Oh, yes. He's mad as a hatter. He really is. And, well, he actually was in 1969 Italian Job. Yeah, the famous Italian Job. Also, Get Carter, 1971. Wow. What can I say? An Assault, which I've reviewed on this channel before, 1971, starring Susie Kendall. Brilliant film, that. He was in that. And then, I think one of his last films he did was When a Stranger Calls from 1979, again, which is quite a really well-loved film. Then we've got Kenneth Gilbert playing Richard Dunbar. Apparently, I never knew this series, but it's because it's a soap opera. He was a major part of Crossroads, which ran from 1974. Well, no, sorry, yeah, sorry, I've got it wrong. 1964 to 1988. Wow. But I know nothing about that series at all. I know it was on ITV. It was a massive, long-running series. A lot of people used to rather take the mickey out of, but it got a massive following. Anyway, he was in that, starring in it. And then we've got Michael Barrington playing Sir Colin Thackeray. I love it when they're, these posh people. And he apparently was the governor in Porridge, 1974 to 1977. Ronnie Barker's very, extremely popular TV comedy show. He was the governor in that. Then we've got, she's a real character actress, Sylvia Coleridge playing Amelia Ducat, and she's one of those eccentric kind of characters that he seems to love in his script, and she's wonderful in this part. It's all TV stuff. It's just masses of TV, just these kind of quirky roles that she plays. Yeah, she's in all sorts. Then we've got a face that you think, oh, I know that face. It's John Challis. He plays Scobie. And he's excellent. He's like the sort of sidekick, thug kind of character. And he played it very well. Very tall as well in it. But he's famous, of course. Only Fools and Horses, a much-loved British TV comedy series which ran from 1981 to 2003. And he played Boise, which was quite a major character, and played it ever so good. He was great in that. So you've already got an absolute quality terms of actors involved in this. Now, the music is interesting. That was by Jeffrey Burgon. And he had, you look at his CV and it's just masses and masses of music. I won't go into every bit, but just his connection with Doctor Who, Terror of the Zygons, he did that. So you can see a connection with the director, the people, the writing, and even the music. So he did Terror of the Zygons. The music is quite funny in some ways. Not funny, but it's interesting the way it's played with the plant connections. Plants, yes. There's some really wonderful scenes in this, but it's good. The music fits in, the Antarctic scenes as well. Yeah. Now, location filming. Athelhampton House in Dorset, that was used as a major setting for this. And then we've got the quarry at Buckland, Surrey. That is obviously used. They put the snow effects for the Arctic scenes done in the studio as well as done on location. And they use even the BBC Television Centre at White City for the World Ecology Centre scenes. They did that. And I think that's the sort of background to the story and the production. Let me talk about the actual story. This is it's really the last mission that the Doctor does for UNIT as the scientific advisor, and he's called in to the Antarctic because, well, a mysterious pod has been found, and his expertise is needed, and of course he goes along, and things start to unravel, and we see, in fact, that it's an alien um, come from outer space. Basically, it's a classic story which you often get, these pods and seeds coming from outer space, and here it is, this plant life. So you have a bit of Day of the Triffids kind of feel to it, and of course he knows it's an alien life form, and he calls them the Crinolds. Crinolds, yes, that's what they are apparently. And the Doctor has to warn people about the dangers, but of course, he's in conflict with, well, Harrison Chase, this mad millionaire who happens to be a bit of a plant collector. And this would fit really well in his collection, wouldn't it? He's got to have this in his collection. And he sends out his henchmen, they go and steal it, and then, of course, all hell eventually starts to break loose, and the whole story is wonderful, the way we get the different locations from the Antarctic, then back to his house, big sort of millionaire, and he has all these guards walking around. It reminds you of all sorts of things, like the Avengers often have these kind of mad kind of things as well, which, as a writer, of course, he had actually written Robert Banks Stewart for the Avengers, and I can't get that feel. I rather like, but and the Doctor, Tom Baker, is really loving this in this story. You can tell the lines, the quips that he does, and also he's actually a bit of a more of an action era, because this film, the director loves action, and you get a lot of the action scenes. Tom Baker even participates that. Yeah, there's a scene where he goes through this glass, and that is actually Tom Baker. He absolutely loved doing this, apparently, and he's high, enjoying himself. He's even reminiscent at times of John Pertwee as the Third Doctor, with the action bits and that, which we don't always see. Fantastic. I mean, Tom Baker is it's just fantastic. The whole story just works so well. It's one of those stories you think, wow, this is working. It really is, and it's a real pleasure to watch. You have a great feeling when you watch it, and I mean, look at the special effects that they create on a shoestring budget. To me, they look as fantastic. They'll be, oh, look at that, it looks a bit dodgy, the big giant plant. Humanoids as well walking around, and then it gets really big and fantastic stuff. I absolutely know it, but you can imagine what people are saying. That is, they don't know. This is fantastic stuff. I love it. It beats all these other things. They're on a shoestring budget, and look what he's done. And as a director, of course, you have to be skillful in how you film something like this to make it look bigger than it actually is. Yeah, you do. Mary Whitehouse, of course, was not very pleased because it's a very more adult in terms of its violence. Yes, definitely. But it's a great story. I'm so glad they did this story. It just epitomizes how good the Fourth Doctor was in this period. It was released on VHS in 1994, and then on DVD. Yes, here it is, DVD in 2010, and it's 2 discs. Yeah, we got 2 discs with it. So there's the cover, as you've probably seen the cover at the side, and there's all these. The second disc is the one with the special features. So we've got look at that, the illustration on the disc. And we've got a second disc with all the extras, and there's an absolutely brilliant documentary. Oh yeah, documentary. And then we've got the usual more information in the leaflet they always put at the side, which is fantastic. Oh, this is highly recommended. It hasn't come out yet in the Doctor Who, the collection special box sets, but season 13 will come, and it could come sooner than we think. I think it could come within the next year or so. Definitely. It'll be fantastic. Oh yes, I'm looking forward to that as well, as we are of all these series. So that's it, really. I hope you enjoyed my look at Classic Who. Highly recommended. If you've not seen any stories, why not? And these are quite. You could still pick these up really cheap, I'm sure. And the quality is excellent. I put it on for a DVD. The quality is fantastic. Yes, it is. Anyhow. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and we'll let you know when I produce videos, and you can see what I produce, all sorts of videos and this and that, all sorts of things. And then, if you like this video, please give it a like, so it helps with algorithms, so that people might actually enjoy watching my videos, or perhaps they won't, and it all costs notes, so you can't say fairer than that. It absolutely costs notes. Yeah, by gone, that's really grand. And if you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I love to read what you say and think about it. And that's it, yes. So, all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.